Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. I want you to get on the phone, get on your text everybody, tell them we got some hot information for y'all today. We have the master teacher. I know he don't like to use those kind of words when referencing to himself as master, but a great teacher that's going to give us some need to know information on today. So I'm giving you enough head start. Call everybody, send them if they are potentially interested in the stock market or the Forex market, if they have any hankering that they want to know something about the stock market or the Forex market. They don't want to miss this show today. So, as always, when I go live, I have to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling life together for 30 plus years. And out of that 30 plus years, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to him and his family. Now, people probably say, why does he always give that same infomercial at the start of every show? The reason is there's statistics that say at the beginning of every show, people stay around for the first 2 or 3 minutes. Well, if you don't get nothing else out of anything I say, I want you to understand the value of having a mentor. I don't care what your interests are, what you think you might want to know, you're going to need a mentor to help you. You need somebody to help you navigate through all of the things in life that you may run into. And a mentor can help you do that. So that's the message. Get a mentor and then get a show so you can shout your mentor out. Okay? I want to invite you guys over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to take a look around. We have flyers and banners that represent advertisers to our show. Now, all of our advertisers, they definitely have value and things that you can learn. I'm going to talk about a couple of them right now. Serve Synergy. Serve Synergy, if you're interested in going to school to learn about the solar panel industry, if you're interested in getting solar panels, Serve Synergy can help consult you and all of the best things that are going on in the market of solar panels. They're teaching people, they have classes going on where you can be certified in solar panels. It's a growing business. You can't go wrong if you know young people, old people that are interested in getting those certifications. Serve Synergy can help them. They got classes that are starting up literally every month, a new class every month. So click on the banner on the website, the flyer on the website will take you over to their site. Tell them, hey, I heard about it. I want to sign up, get some more information. Pour It Again Sam. Now, Pour It Again Sam brings in some of the best wines and spirits from all over the world. And you do not want to miss out on what he brings in. All exclusive wine, cognacs. If you are a person that enjoys a cognac and a cigar, because I understand that's the latest thing, a cognac and a cigar, you do not want to miss out on the best cognac from around the world. Reach out to Pour It Again Sam. Tell them you want to set up a wine tasting so you can find your new favorite wine or your new favorite cognac. And I tell you, you will not be sorry. Now, the key that I'm going to tell you, this is a tip, hot tip. Buy enough, because once your favorite wine or cognac is gone, you will not be able to get it again until next year. Then it's a different wine. Then it's a different flavor. It's going to be something different. It's not going to be the same. So I'm encouraging you, take the tip, buy cases if you like to drink it. And I want to talk about Prince Hunter Financial Group. As you well know, we have the great teacher on today. And I'm just so excited that he agreed to come. Now, he called me a couple of months ago and said, man, I'm not coming on your show for another couple of 2-3 months. Then he said, okay, I'll come. So I'm glad that he decided to come because it's a lot of activity going on in the market that's confusing people. People have not been taught, they don't understand. He's going to help clear up some of that mystery about what's going on today. So I'm so excited that he's going to come on and educate us. And if you are not a student of his, if you're not a student, he's got a special promotion going on, okay? The promotion is 4 free classes. 4 free classes. If you have not had a class at all, you're going to want to take advantage of that. So I want to welcome back to the show my brother, my friend, and teacher and mentor. He's a mentor to me as well. I want to welcome back to the show again, Norman H. How you doing, sir? Welcome back.
Pretty good.
So
Glad to be back.
Go ahead.
I understand. Glad to be back. And originally, this was not my show. I was setting this show up for one of my students or clients that actually have been hitting it out of the park with their trading because his success rate was very good, and I wanted him to come on and tell his story. But he had something to do with his daughter, so I stepped in his place. So I'm here.
Glad you did.
But I still wasn't coming on for another couple, 3 months. So.
Well. Tell the people about the promotion, man. I know you want to say something about that.
Let's again correct that because I just sent this message to somebody that just took the 4 free classes, which is really 4 free hours. But you like to make me explain this over and over every time I come.
Yes.
So it's 4 free hours of my time where you guys get to ask me anything you have questions about. I'll show you what you see behind me, a chart, and then we just go in and practice and try to take some trades to get you familiar with what's going on and show you how simple it is. It's not easy, but it is simplistic, and it just requires you to have some real patience and discipline and some knowledge and things like that to really take it to the next level where you can make money consistently in the markets.
Yep. We got a couple of shout outs going on here. Miss Yvonne Gray, she's been on the show before. She's giving us a hello, gentlemen. She must be talking about you. I know she ain't talking about me. Miss WLLW Breeze, she says hello, everyone. So welcome to the show. These are also students of yours.
Yeah.
They have been on the show. They've taken your classes, and they understand the value of a mentor and a teacher. I say master. I know you don't like the word master because, you got this philosophy about master goes back to the slave plantation, and you got all kinds of, psychological trauma and association with that. But master is also someone who has perfected some things as well. Okay?
But you know what? I hate to cut you off. So I have
Go ahead. Come on.
I have to chime in right there because we're talking I understand what you're saying, but the mastery of this is what people struggle with, is understanding you're never going to master the market because losing is built into the game. So don't think there's a perfect record out there that someone has a trade that's never lost. That's not happening. Mastery is about self-mastery. You have to master yourself. So whether you so-called going on tilt or revenge trading, those are nothing more than words that replace loser and lack of discipline. That's really what it's about. So we have to master ourselves so you can be a better trader. So a lot of people don't realize that in the beginning.
Absolutely. Well, there's another definition of master that I can relate to. You ever heard of a master chess player?
Yeah.
They have won some, they have lost some, but on both sides of the board, they know the moves, and they may know the moves of the person that they're playing or can
Right.
anticipate, but that still get that title attached to them as master chess
Hmm.
player.
Yeah.
So that's another analogy that I like to throw
But
out there.
that's a different type of mastery again,
Right,
because that's kind of external. You're trying to master chess.
right,
I get it. But when you're trying to master trading, it's a psychological thing. Everyone has ever talked to me, I tell them trading ain't got nothing to do with money. It's all psychology. So if
absolutely.
you know how to master your time, your
Discipline.
thoughts, your
Yep,
energy, all of that shows up in the market. It's very evident. Who you are as a person will show up in your trading, and it only can get better along the way as you master yourself.
absolutely.
So for the people that I'm working with now, and they probably out here listening, that may be struggling, it's self-discipline. We're trying to have discipline. We're trying to get rid of the laziness that we have of the remote control. Everything's easy to do. I could push the button to open my garage. I could push the button to turn on my TV. I could push the button to cook my food. I could push the button to start my car. All this stuff has changed over the years.
Yep, absolutely. Discipline. Knowing who
This,
you are.
yeah.
Yep. Leon Powell says hello. And
All right.
Aisha says she wanted to know everybody know who she is. She got this anonymous name, WMMLLW
Nothing
Breeze.
about it.
Yeah, but then she said I'm Aisha. Okay. And Miss Gray says for sure.
All
So
right.
your regular fan club is here along with some others. You know, they don't miss a show, and I'm glad to have them because I don't get a chance to talk to them unless you on the show. So
True.
welcome back for following the show. But I want to jump in and ask the question because I know how you feel political. I ain't gonna touch that. But since the president that we have in office now has taken over, there has been some extreme, market, moves up, down, well, mostly down. What do you interpret that to be? What can you evaluate? What would you say, as a person who's been doing this, what, 30 years now, 20 something years?
Yeah, like 29, 28.
Almost 30 years. And I know you've seen everything. I know
Yeah.
you've experienced it, you've witnessed it, you've experienced Republicans in office, Democrats in office, and the volatility of the market based on
Right.
who's in. So, how would you encourage your class, people that's following you? You know, how would you encourage them or warn them, whatever words you choose?
Well, as every time I'm on the show, we have to talk about the rules that you have to make for yourself. That's number one. You have to set boundaries for yourself. We all want to leave the job and go home and kick our shoes off and leave them anywhere and leave the dishes in the sink overnight, whatever. But when this business is involved, you have to have that discipline of following the rules. So I would tell anybody in the beginning, make some rules for yourself. But they're going to change the better you get or the worse you get, because they're going to change no matter what. So in this era of of Trump and musketeers that's going on right now, that's okay. It's part of the business. The volatility is what we need to make money. So don't be mad at it. Yeah, they firing people left and right in the government. Fine. So the market is uncertain what's going on, but that doesn't mean you can't make money. Remember, most people only buy because we're taught to be consumers. I'm sorry, we're trained to be consumers, to buy something we can't afford or buy something we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't know or barely like. So all that psyche in there is got everybody kind of mixed up. But with the market is being volatile as it is, we need the volatility. We need 100-point day like we just had in the S&P, because you can make money in those type of days. And the volatility is what makes us or helps us make money. So don't be afraid of what's happening. Understand that you have to look at this as an opportunity to get paid. That's the
That's good.
bottom line.
Now I've heard in some of the news that they've been talking about market corrections. What do they
Okay.
mean by that?
Good question. You've been doing some.
Hey man, they
Okay.
don't call me Dr. Ron, damn it, for
Okay.
nothing.
Okay. You coming with some real stuff today. So, so a correction is just a retracement, basically, in most cases, or a full blown correction. So the best way I can explain it is if we do a line chart that goes from 1 to 10 and it comes back to 5, market goes up 1 to 10, comes back to 5, and then goes to 1, that's a full blown correction.
Mm-hmm.
But if it goes from 1 to 10 and come back to 5, that would be what we call just a retracement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a full correction. A full correction is going to take away all the gains the market made when it goes back down, excuse me. So those are neither bad or good, but you can make money off of them. Everything is available to make money off of. We just have to know how to recognize when the opportunity is there.
Okay. So now my next question is when, because I know you've been doing this for 30 years almost, and I'm just rounding it off to the top.
Yeah, that's cool.
When was the last time we had numbers that fell down this low in the market? When would you
Oh man,
say?
that's a good one. I remember when the planes hit the building.
Okay.
You know, the market fell like a full man. I think it was around, if I can remember, it was in the 12, 20, like 2000 range. Right
Yeah,
now, the S&P
2000
is
when the
no,
planes hit.
not the year, not the year. I'm
Okay.
talking about the actual price of, let's say, the S&P,
Gotcha.
because I was trading the
Gotcha.
S&P back then, and I still do. But it went from like 2000 down to 600
Mm-hmm.
because when that kind of catastrophe happens, they flip that switch and turn the market off, so nobody can buy or sell.
Okay.
So they sort all this out. So when the market reopened, like 3-4 days later, a week later, that thing opened down at 600.
Mm.
So that was what, 2001?
Mm-hmm.
Here we are right now, 2025. The market just hit 6,000.
Mm.
So if you was understanding how to trade or invest your money and buy things that you can make profit off of, that's blood in the water. Hate to say it, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they say, buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
And take advantage of that. So when that thing hit 600, I forget what Apple was doing, but back then, that's 24 years ago.
Right.
Apple now is making a ton of money. So you could have capitalized over time. You could be that long-term investor or that dollar cost average trader who just buys the same thing every month with the same amount of money, no matter what the price is, to the point that you wake up now 20 years later and you can have 1 million shares of a $200 stock. There you have it.
Okay. So what you're saying is back when the World Trade Center,
Yeah.
they were enjoying really high numbers of various
For that time of year,
stocks.
for relatively speaking, for back then, yes.
Okay. And then now they've fallen off. What they said, they had a 600 drop in one day, 1,000 in one day.
Recently, this
Yes.
week,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you had
Recently.
$1,000 fall. That's good. You want to make money off those type of days. But
Mm-hmm.
here's what people don't understand, and I may be answering a question that you haven't asked me yet, but it's in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So what people think is news makes the market do whatever it's going to do.
Right.
To some degree, that is true. But at some degree, the news helps perpetuate what was going to happen anyway.
Right.
That's what people don't understand, that there's people who buy low and sell high, and then all they need is a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And a falling market could be a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it really works. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but sometimes it can be perpetuated by a news event. And obviously the tariffs is what everybody's been talking about and how it's affecting the market and certain commodities like oil. If anybody's listening, keep an eye on oil. Oil right now is getting ready to go up because they finna put all these tariffs. So the price of oil is going to go up, which means price of gas is going to go up.
Right.
All this stuff is this self-fulfilling prophecy that cannot help but do its job.
Right. So the way you look at the market is just another good day at the office.
Yeah, yeah, good or bad, up or down. I mean, good or
Mm-hmm.
bad for the world or the economy. I don't care. I can make
Mm-hmm.
money when it go up, and I can make money when it go down. And
Right.
that's what I show people, because a lot of people that I talk to, the first question they ask me is, how can you sell something that you don't own?
Mm-hmm.
And the only answer I could give them is, they let you do it. That's it. That's
I
all I
hear
can
you.
say. Ain't no other thing I can say. You can sell something you don't own to make profit. How can you want it to go down and make money? They'll let you do it.
Yeah. We got a couple of comments here. Let me let some of your fan members chime in here. Yvonne said, "That is so true, Norman." Aisha said, "Money can be made when the market goes up or down. Norman showed me how to properly trade the market up or down." Yvonne said, "Yes, Aisha, great lesson to know." Beverly Tillman said, "Hi." Yvonne came back and said, "The last couple of months have been my best trading." So your students have been paying attention, obviously,
Yeah.
you know. So something you have been
And
teaching.
I
Go
want
ahead.
to say this,
Go ahead.
I'm proud of everybody that comes in here in the room and shares their experience with me, about me with them. I've been to certain people's, when they do like these little YouTubes. I've been in their house when they're doing YouTubes, and here's what people don't know: the people in the chat be sitting right over there typing. What kind of shit is that?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So you might not have, an authentic situation, but this is truly authentic. These people paid me money. I gave them my time. They gave me their time. I gave them years of my life of education and everything. Well, I won't say everything because everybody don't pay for everything, but that's how the saying go. I taught you everything you know, but not everything I know.
Exactly.
But I do teach people how to make money. So for those guys to come in and really, just say, hey, it's real deal, y'all. This is no,
Right.
this ain't cap, as they say. We ain't lying in here.
Right. Right. Look, I got to get with these comments. These are so good. Aisha said, "That's what's up, Yvonne. I have been doing good, but when I do not, listen to this, y'all. When I do not follow my rules, it shows." Okay?
Mhm.
Opening statement. You got to have your rules. And I love what Yvonne just said. Yvonne said, "I am being a petty thief." I wonder where she stole that from.
Right, that's yours.
Beverly said, "I'm getting too old for this." And Yvonne said, "Never too old, Beverly. Never too old." All right.
I'm a, go ahead, finish. Go ahead,
Go
finish.
ahead. Yeah.
So
That. Go ahead. Go ahead. Make your
no,
comment. I got some more to
I'm gonna
read. Go
sing
ahead.
praises on everyone that has really new to this. I've just did a few new 4 free hour sessions with some people, and Beverly has always been my pillar of an example, because I tell people, you have this lady's age, and without selling too much of her business, like, it's it's real, man. And she tries. She really tries to do well. She wants this bad enough. For the person who's half her age, I'm gonna just put it out there, Bev, so don't be mad at me. I just told her this the other day. I said, Beverly, you got a battery in your chest and a chip in your head, and you do more effort than any almost people that I work with now.
Mm.
So for the people who are sitting on the sideline, man, y'all better get off y'all ass and come on.
Come on now, it's money out there. And let me go back a little bit. Like Yvonne said, I'm a petty thief. That's a strategy that I identify myself as. I go out there and steal what I need to steal for today and get out the way. I'm not out
Yeah.
here, trying to get married to nothing. I'm gonna see what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna grab what I can grab. If I don't see it, I can't grab it, and I'm gonna be done with it. And I
Yeah.
done stole all I need to steal because I'm happy. You know,
Yeah, and
that's
that's that
that's
level of mastery. You've mastered
yeah,
being
a
this type of
petty
petty
thief.
thief. Exactly.
and,
Exactly.
and 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 another term for it would be a day trader.
Right.
That's another term for it. But I call it petty thief because, like you have taught me a long time ago, it's money out there every day to grab hold to. So I said, I'm gonna steal what I can steal.
Right. It's
You
floating
know.
around every day in the air all
Yeah.
day long and all night long, and people have no idea. Everybody laying in the bed can't close their eyes, worried about a bill. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. You cracking on me now because I used to lay in the bed all the time up until the bell ring. Then I jump up and steal something and go back to bed. All right, we got a couple of more statements here. Let's see. Never too old, Beverly. That may be my issue. I have been trying to cuddle with my trades. That's Aisha.
Yeah.
Beverly said Norman will surely give you his time.
Yeah.
Kevin Rice said thanks for the show.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah. Yvonne said keep pushing, Beverly. Aisha said what's up, Kev? Kevin said what's up, A? I guess they know each other.
Yeah,
Uh,
like people are all over the country. I got there and that one is in Atlanta, one is in Alabama, two is in Alabama, one is in Detroit, one is in Florida. I have clients all over the country.
yeah, I know you just told me before we came on the air that you got to go back to Florida.
Yeah, in Florida,
You
yeah.
got some clients down in Florida. You got to go down and do some classes with. So,
Yeah.
I'm hoping at some point in time you reach your goal of 25. I know you had a goal of 25 students at one time. I don't know if you're close. I'm gonna get a report. How close are you to that now?
Not close.
Not close. You still got a
Not
lot of
close.
room.
I still got some room. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Aisha said, much respect, Miss Beverly. So, all the people that have you've been mentoring, that you've been working with, everybody's not doing 100% right now.
Right.
But what would you say as a warning to them to be careful of at a time like this? I know, good question.
Yeah. So you mean at a time like this in the markets right
Yes,
now?
sir. Yes, sir.
What would I say as a warning?
Yes.
Um, that goes back to one of, or really all of my 5 rules of remember, all of it's not your money. Miss money better than lost money. So don't chase none of this. Take what you know you can get. If you've been mastering taking $12 or $50, then master that till you get better at taking $200. So understanding that oatmeal is better than no meal. So that's that $12 where you can go get you something to eat if that's what it takes, or put some gas in your car, whatever it's going to take to get you to so you can appreciate and evaluate yourself. And that's what we don't have. We don't have a way to reevaluate or evaluate ourselves in our daily progress. That's why I do tell a lot of people, like, reward yourself, even if you're practicing. Reward yourself with something you always normally do, but it's just because you feel like eating it. Get some ice cream, whatever. Eat a bag of potato chips, or do something to reward yourself so you can know what that feels like, that I've accomplished something that I didn't go sell my time for. What do I say all the time? Rich people buy time, poor people sell time. That's called a job. And ain't nobody gonna pat you on the back. They're gonna give you a check. Either they're gonna not say here, give it to you in your hand, they're gonna wire it to your bank. But ain't nobody gonna say thanks for coming, thanks for the help. So what I tell people now is be very cautious of being overconfident. Always realize you don't know everything. I've been in this 30 years and I don't know everything. I just know where everything that I know is supposed to go.
All right. Yeah. All right. You've been cussed out officially.
Okay.
Let's see. Aisha said that's my high school classmate, but he always reps outside Chicago. Miss Beverly said, Norman, did you tell them 80? And then I see a whole bunch of symbols and signs which officially mean curse words. I know what those mean. Okay? Those are symbols and signs that mean you've been officially cussed out.
Beverly is a beacon for hope, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. You got to believe that somebody out there up in age is really taking this serious.
Yeah.
And she's always learning. She's always trying to get better.
I like the part she cussed you out on the air. I just can't get past that. That's what's up. Usually people cuss him out who's been in his classes, within, the solitude and the privacy of your own learning experience. But she went hard at you. That's like 80 and I don't give a damn. I love it. I love it. Miss Beverly, welcome to the show. For real, for real. All right, let's move on. Yvonne said, love rewarding myself. She loved it.
Yeah.
Aisha says, so true, Norman. I made $391 today, and I must have thought it was not enough because I went back into the market, and that $391 could have been my light and gas bill.
Hey.
So we know what happened after that. She, greed. That's one of them things that you got to put in your book.
Right.
And this is a good point to talk about making your rules for yourself and identifying who you are, and what your weaknesses and strengths are.
Right.
Just like you said, reward yourself when you do good. Go get some ice cream, Snickers, or what was that you was eating last night? That Chi-Town mix.
Popcorn. It was popcorn for me.
Yeah, he was eating popcorn, y'all. The Chi-Town mix.
Super
And
cheese
and look, and was so happy when he got to the end that it was not a bad kernel in the bag. Okay? Not a bad kernel in the bag. He said, I'm going back to that gas station again and get another one. But I think that's important. It really is to understand, you know what your norm is.
Right.
Whatever your norm is, if you go above your norm, I remember, and I told the story last time we were on the show, and I'm going to bring it back up again. I remember calling Norm. I don't know what possessed me to call him, and I called him up, and he had had a bad turn going on. He went all the way in the negative for some reason. And then he was struggling his way back. And then I was just having casual conversation with him, and I was saying, man, I remember when you told me, that you'll be glad to make $100 a day and be done with it. And then he reminded me that,
Right.
you know what, I know how to listen to the voice. I'm through. I'm through trading. I'm done right now. Because he was struggling, and I don't know if he had made it back to 100 or not, or a 100-day loss, but he was glad to lose that 100 and be done with it.
Yeah.
So you never know where your inspiration is coming from, And for him that day was that me calling him, because he had some other work he could have been doing, but he got hung up on, I'm going to get this back.
Yeah, I went on revenge. I was trying to revenge trade as opposed to really just take a breath, take a breather, and take a break.
Yeah. So, and it worked for you. Stop right where you at, because there's always tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that should be a rule. There's always tomorrow.
Because at some point in time, you guys have to understand there's more than you at stake here. Because some people are trying to trade to change their life and their kids' life and their future of their family. So at some point in time, you have to realize that I can't be selfish by over trading just to make back what I lost, even though I know I could get it tomorrow. And that's what people have a they have a problem with, that of struggling to really realize that version of discipline is understanding that I've been averaging, $300 a day, let's say, and then I have a $600 loss. You have to immediately tell yourself, well, that just means I have to trade 2 days to get out of the negative and get my target. And that just means that's if you're cutting your losses right there, or your wins right there. I'm always telling you guys how to manage a winner, how to manage a loser. So yes, you may have a daily target of $300 or more, but you can manage that 300 up and up. And some days it'll be 1,000, 2,000. Try that on a day you just talked about, $100 day, 100 point move on the S&P. Trying to get 100 points, and managing your way to, let's say you get 50 points. That's a great afternoon.
Yeah.
You've taken one trade and you've just managed your way up and up to make more money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the number one rule that should be in everybody's book. You know.
Yeah.
That's a rule that you should live by in life, period. You
Right.
know, because every day, you go punch a clock, you have an expectation that they're going to give you what they, said that they're going to give you every
Right. You
day
know
that
what
you
your check
punch
gonna
clock.
be because it's been the
Right.
same for the past 5 years.
And I tell you, if you discipline yourself to understand I can make this, then that's what you make. And then don't worry about the rest of it. That
Right.
tomorrow's another day. I want to switch the subject just a little bit because some other things that we hear in the mainstream media, we hear it basically every year around the same time. People that have investment portfolios, retirement portfolios, whatever they want to call them. And, every time the market takes a turn downward and people lose, hundreds of thousands of dollars in their investment portfolios, whatever has been stored up in their portfolios. And the experts say, well, don't panic. It'll come back up. Talk about what kind of things that, that exist with, those type of retirement portfolios or things of that nature. So people understand the difference.
The difference between portfolio management or trading your
Yeah, well,
portfolio
like
and what we
what you
do.
teach. Yeah, what you do, you teach
Okay.
people, and then people that don't trade for themselves, they have like a 401k, whatever they call it. I don't know what they call them
401k.
now. Yeah.
Right.
So what's the difference? So people can understand that there is a difference.
So when you get a job, they're going to ask you, hey, do you want to invest in a 401k plan where they'll match whatever you put in? So you up to a maximum, let's say $800. So if you give them $800 of your check, they'll put $800 with it. And if you stay there long enough, then it benefits you and works out that way. So the things in the portfolio, they can be aggressive. Like they'll give you this paper and it says, hey, how do you want us to invest this money for you? Do you want us to do it as aggressive in an aggressive fund, or a mutual fund is what they're going to really do? Part of that is going to be in a mutual fund. Majority of it might be, but they're going to say, do you want to have an aggressive fund or a passive fund? And you pick which one, and there it is. And then you just wait and get the letter in the mail. And then you be like, okay, you get this little pie chart in the mail. It's red. You ain't making no money. And you put it to the side. That's you being a passive investor too. You don't want, I don't teach passive investing like that, where you just wait for something in the mail to come and you ain't checking your portfolio on the screen back there behind me, where you can go in and look at everything they're doing and what the market is doing in that fund. I actually tell people and teach people that you have to be active, an active trader. That's what that little side is. I just showed a bunch of new people that today or this weekend, is that it's called active trader for a reason, because you're doing things to try to make money. So I teach people how to make money every day, over time through that whole day. And by the end of the month, we're trying to be up for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. That's the plan. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Some people struggle. Some people have bad days. I have bad days. I may get a little bit overconfident, but I know enough to leave and turn it off and come back in an hour or something like that. But the difference is I teach people how to be active traders and participate in the market, as opposed to being passive traders, waiting, or passive investors, waiting for something to come in the mail and say, hey, here's your lotto ticket. You're up 50%. But meanwhile, you only put $1,000 in there. So you're only up $500. So that's the difference. It's just how aggressive you want to be and what the vehicle is. Day trading is tough. It's very tough to do because it's such an emotional roller coaster, but it's well worth it because of the benefits that you receive daily. $1,600 day for me today. That's on one account. 15 on another account. So you have to be okay making a little bit of money, and sometimes you'll be good.
Yeah. So now people that are into those retirement packages, I know you don't like to make recommendations. Do you think that that's a good thing, or do you think that people need to take control of their own
I'm
retirement
a,
future?
I'm gonna always say take control of your own retirement. I'm gonna always say that. If you want to have that vehicle too, some people want to have multiple vehicles. They job or they work for the city or the state. Yeah, do it. You know, but also, what I tell people, you got to have income and you have to try to build wealth at the same time. So if you're going to let your job help you build wealth because you plan on being there 30, 40 years, great. But then that income, that's the money you make every day. So you may be wanting to try to make that $200, $300, $400 a day so you can have a $2,000 month or a $4,000 month. Because that's the question I ask everybody. If your bills got paid but didn't come out of your paycheck, which means you're still going to work. Don't think you finna come in here in a week and be a millionaire. Don't work that way. Because you already got to have $1 million to try to make $1 million. So that's what people understand. Small money makes small money. Big money make big money. But some people come in with a whole different mentality. So yes, I encourage people to do both.
Okay. I got a comment. I'm not gonna tell people where well yes I will. Yvonne said I'm working on it. Let's see. Let's go back up one. You must have those rules in place, Aisha. I have done that plenty of times. Okay, and let's see. Yvonne said I'm working on it. I went to New York City. Every time I get back from a vacay, I have to get back in the groove. That's Aisha. Yvonne said, I'm leaving for Spain. I'm glad I know her address. I'm gonna be over there. I'm going while she gone. I'm leaving for Spain in a couple of months, so I know that move.
Yeah.
All right. Aisha said, I love it. Have fun. I have made wait a minute. I have made so big life changes within the last couple of weeks. I have been very strict with my trading. So I am learning to be happy with the $200 day profit.
Mm-hmm.
That's Yvonne.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne said, I'm so glad I took Norman's classes years ago because it has prepared me for now and my future.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Yvonne. Aisha said, I stopped contributing. This is big. I stopped contributing to a 401k after I learned how to trade. If you want to borrow against the 401k, you may have to wait until you are vested and you may be limited on how much
Yeah.
you can withdraw.
Yeah.
Yvonne said, I have done just that, taking control of my own money. Now, these are all students giving their testimony, so those that have not become a student yet, you ain't going to be able to relate to some of the victories that are here. But there are success stories. Like Yvonne said 2 years ago. So she understands herself after being in this program for just 2 years, or 2 years ago till now. She knows herself. She understands,
And that's the
what
first
she's
thing we said earlier. That's the
right.
first thing we said earlier. You got to master yourself. You got to know yourself. You got to know who
Absolutely.
you are. Know your
Right.
limitations. Stop thinking you can swing for the fences. What do I tell people? This ain't football. You can't muscle your way up 10 points looking at your computer. It ain't going to work that way.
Absolutely. So thank you for that analogy of why people are worried if they're in a 401k watching their retirement go down to literally below zero.
Mm-hmm.
With the expectation that okay, they say it's gonna come back. They say it's gonna come
Mm-hmm.
back up, and I will have a retirement in 50 plus years from now. Okay, so but they say
I had,
those things every year.
I had a friend in Florida, and she, fresh out of college, went to go work for Ford. She was single, and she was adding like $800 a month to her 401k, and they were matching it. and she had been there like 10 years, so she had generated a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And when the credit crisis hit and the mortgage crisis hit, that thing went from like $80,000 down to $8,000.
Mm. Yeah.
Learn the hard way.
Yeah, that's a go right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correction, Yvonne said no, 4 years ago. Okay. So we understand.
Wow, yeah, it's been that long.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, because we're running out of time already. We got about 15 minutes left on this show. I want to talk about, I got to circle it back around to your own rules. For people who have not been able to understand, what would be a good rule for them to have? Can you help them, figure out some of the rules that they should have in their rule book?
So the number one rule, only you can get it or master it, let's say, from your experience of looking at the market. I've been telling everybody lately, study the chart. Study what you see. This ain't nothing but one big old personality. Some fickle man or fickle woman you used to date. Don't fall in love. Understand that they're going to change on your ass. So you can't be committed, but you do have to manage them. You got to manage that person so you get what you want out of them if it's a relationship like that. But if you don't manage them or manage the trade, you will fall to failure. And sometimes it can feel very defeating. So if I had to say anything, you have to learn you have to learn situational awareness when you're looking at a chart, when you're studying a price action. Price action is moving up, yeah. And then what did we talk about earlier? The correction. The correction is nothing more than a minor pullback. I'm sorry, the retracement is a minor pullback. A correction is a full-blown turnaround. This person done a whole 180 on you. Gotta go. Learn to cut your losses early.
Right.
It's okay, because there's always another trade coming.
Right.
That's number one. Cut your losses early. Don't sit there. Oh, I ain't gonna say no names, but they know they bug the hell out of me when they do this. I ain't gonna say no names, but they'll place a stop on the trade. Hey, I only want to lose $50, but I'm trying to make $400. That makes sense, right?
Right.
But the minute it starts to pull back, they get a little scared, and then they grab that stop and they drop it down, which means now they're opening themselves up to more risk. So instead of only losing 50, I'd rather lose 150 to make $400. That makes no sense to me. But some people do that because they don't know better yet. You gotta deal with it at hand.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a personal question now. Your rule book in the beginning, 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Ooh, wow. Yeah.
To compare it to your rule, because I know you still got one. Because I know sometimes I'll call you on the weekend and I'm writing my book. Well, I know your rules are included in your book.
Yeah.
Because you feel like if they were a benefit to you, they would be a benefit to your students along the way as they come on board. So
Right.
what would you, how would you compare the two?
My rules back then to right now?
Yes, sir.
My personal rules?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so it goes back to that old story I told a while back on many other interviews with you, is that when I started, I had nobody to call at 11 o'clock at night. Like I get calls at 11 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
They know who they are, but that's okay. But I respect that because I will roll out of bed or stop what I'm doing because that person is showing me they got drive. And I can't coach effort. I can only coach talent. And that's effort right there. So I'm going to get up with that person and we're going to do a Zoom session and I'm going to try to help them understand what they're looking at. So when I started, I had no mentor. I had nobody to call. So I had all this information in my head. So my book back then was like a balled up piece of paper. It was all, it was all right there in that little bit of thing. But I had to understand that I needed to compartmentalize that information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I came up with what I say earlier. All of it ain't my money. I have to understand that. That's a psychological thing. Be happy. All of it ain't mine. Miss money better than lost money. Yeah, I got out at $500 or $1,000 in 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it went another 30 points where I could have made another $3,000. It ain't mine. I got what was mine. Miss money better than lost money. That's the saying. That's it. All of it ain't mine. So I had to make those rules, and I govern myself around that. And I try to tell that to people when I do sessions with them. Why you get out? Why you get in? Tell me why. Mm-hmm. Tell me what's in your head. So my rules had to be compartmentalized enough that when the situational awareness showed up, I knew how to pull it out of my head and then click the button and get out. Mm-hmm. They've changed drastically because I had no rules. I make $500 in 30 seconds 30 years ago when I first started, and then turn around and give that back plus some more of my money back.
Right.
Trying to say, what did I do wrong? I just did the same thing, but I had no awareness of what was really going on, that there's buyers stepping in and there's sellers stepping in who have what I didn't know is that there were people out there who had more money than me. I thought everybody was playing the same game. Right. No, they're not. We're not playing the same game because there's people out there with money that will push this thing along wherever they want it to go to.
Absolutely.
That's what people don't know about the market. This ain't random. This ain't random chaos. It's organized chaos. And they do things to make you think stuff is happening, but it's really not happening.
Right. So what you going to believe, your lying eyes? And the reason why I asked that question is because I wanted people to understand, especially since there's a lot of your students on here, mm-hmm. that you have rules. You have created rules that have evolved just like our rules have to evolve along with the more knowledge that we get and the more understanding that we have. Right. So we're going to have to constantly allow our rules. Don't get rid of them. Just add to them.
Add to them, adjust them.
Exactly.
Sometimes I just told somebody this yesterday. It's as simple as taking one trade every half hour. Mm-hmm. Instead of click, 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 and all that happened in 3 minutes. No, you can't even get the market to go your way that fast.
Right. Well, I had to come at you a little bit today to try and figure out so people can understand what's going on in the market today. Mm-hmm. And I wanted people to be able to know that everybody's seeing the same thing, but they're not understanding what they're seeing. Right. And I think you have given them a pretty good understanding that if you're not their teacher, they ain't gonna know how to make money going down. They only can know how to make money going one direction. Right. So that means they need to be in your class so you can teach them the rest of the knowledge that they need to know. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Yvonne said, that is a hard thing to watch. Your money just disappear like a ghost.
It is.
Yeah, Aisha said, just like a past relationship of mine. I guess that was she was talking about dating. Mm-hmm. Aisha said, Yvonne said, Aisha, we've all been there. Man, all these women with wounded war stories. Man, Lord have mercy.
But that's true though, because listen. The market is nothing but this big old love affair. Uh-huh. It make you happy. It make you sad. It give you money. It spend your money.
Yeah.
You got to learn not to fall in love with none of this shit.
Right.
You can't.
Don't fall in love.
Don't fall in love.
It's like an old song they used to say, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, look, they laughing now.
If not, you're going to be dropping my fries when I go through the drive.
All right, now, there he is. He worked it in, y'all. Dropping my fries. He worked it in. And for those that don't know, tell them what you mean by that.
Listen, if you can't master yourself to master this business, you might as well be working the drive-through somewhere. In other words, a regular-ass job.
I know that's right. Now they trying to call and talk to you. They trying to sign up now. Where do I sign up at?
a
Yeah.
regular ass job, and nobody wants to be regular.
Yeah.
This is a tough business because 95% of the people who try this fail, but they fail because they never come back. So in other words, 95% of the people who try, they don't come back. That's why only 5% of the people are successful at this.
Right. Right. All right. We getting close. Von say no fried dropper. Bonus for everybody. What's those two books that you talked about the last time you was here?
Ooh-wee. I think I told the book was Trading in the Zone,
Yeah.
Market Wizards,
Okay.
and I think that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah. The two. You know.
Yep, Trading in the Zone. So you bought the book. Good.
Yep. Two books. I ain't ready yet, but I
I
got
do
it.
recommend that book because that
Yeah.
book teaches people about trading from a probabilistic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is absolute. You waking up tomorrow ain't absolute. So why should trading be absolute?
Yep. That's the
You
bonus,
making it
y'all.
right. You making it to work ain't absolute when you get in your car. So why should trading be absolute? So understand you have to think in a probabilistic mentality in order to begin the road to mastery.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the bonus information for the day, y'all. Those
Good,
two
good.
books. Trading in the Zone. What's the other one?
Market Wizards.
Marking Wizards. Okay, there's two bonuses for you. If you watched the show, you hung in there to the end, you got the two bonuses. Okay, we got to get out of here, bro. I always ask these two questions when I get ready to leave. Will you come back and see me again?
Yeah.
Good. We still got a lot more stuff to hash up. And the second question is, what would you like to leave with the people before we go today?
I would have to say for the new people that I've just talked to over the past week, if they're in here, because one of them I know is in here and two of them might be, but I didn't hear you say no names. But for that person that I know is in here, you're on the right track. You're on the right path. Learn about yourself and how to master yourself, and just recognize when your emotions get out of hand. You cannot let your emotions get the best of you in this business, or else it will drive you crazy. You have to have something else to do.
Absolutely. Now, Antoinette said, say the two books
Oh, hey,
again.
Antoinette. I didn't even know she came in here.
Say the two books again, please.
Trading in the Zone by a gentleman by the name of Mark Douglas. He was from Detroit. He was an insurance man. I'm gonna make this quick. He sold insurance. Left his job in Detroit, white guy, decided to come here. His family was mad at him, like, why you leave insurance? You're making good money. This is in the late 70s, early 70s. And he came to Chicago and became a floor trader, and out of the blue wrote one of the most profound books on trading about understanding the probabilities of it. So Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas and Market Wizards and that's a book of interviews about low-key billionaire traders
Okay.
by a gentleman by the name of Jack Schwager.
Thank you, sir. That's the bonus information, y'all. For those that stayed with us all the way to the end, you got the bonus in the end. So once again, I want to thank everybody who chimed in, made comments. Appreciate you. I always love you. Thank you so very much. I want to thank Norman once again for getting stuck doing my show. Once again, appreciate it. They said great show again. I want to throw this out there. There is a playlist completely devoted to all the interviews that Norman has done. Go over to the Ask Dr. Ron on YouTube, find the playlist. You can go back, 3-4 years and get interviews?
Yeah.
Good information, great stuff. Go over there if you got time. You can take your time, go through them all, and enjoy each and every one of those interviews because they all bring out something different. So once again, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Stay right there. We're going to end the show. I want to ask you guys to join me on tomorrow's Street News Now, where we talk about news commentaries on the Street News Now network. You can find us here on my YouTube channel. You'll be able to find it, Street News Now, each and every Wednesday at noon. That's tomorrow. So join me tomorrow. Want to ask you guys to join me each and every Saturday at 12 noon. where I talk about my life, things that have been going on from the desk to Dr. Ron each and every Saturday at 12 noon. So don't miss out on those two shows. I want to thank everybody that have made contributions, all you folks that's doing so well, making all that money. This is my list. You can make donations and contributions right here. Right here. You can make all of my list. Thank you so much for all those that have. And please keep up the good work. While you're here, hit that subscribe, like, and share button. Share the interview with somebody you want to have that knowledge. Please let them get it. Help them understand, y'all. Great information out here. So I just want to say thank you all once again. I love you. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged.